Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobes show. Slight mishap at the beginning there. I do apologise for that. But I hope you're well. We are now live. Thank you very much. There was a slight, I can hear myself coming back at myself little sort of moment. Hope I'm not coming over to you with too much feedback. I just need to check that things are actually working here. Oh, I do seem to be there, which is great. And people are joining all the time. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, it's the old Vobesy. Vobesy, one-eyed Kenobi. Just turn the volume up there a little bit. So far out there, we've got Chris Puller, we have Robert Crozer, we have Claire Leach, Mark Selwood, Steve Blakey, Anne Osborne, Anne Evans, Wendy Wakelin, Matthew Holdsworth, and many more. And I'm wearing the wrong glasses. I've got special glasses I'm supposed to be wearing, so... There we go. Look at that. I can't see you at all now, but they are supposed to give less reflection, ladies and gentlemen. When I wear these, I'm turn into an intelligent human being. That's the theory, anyway. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully everything's all working. Only you will know. Hello, says everyone. Hello. Looking forward to being on the show next week, says Emily Champion. Yes, indeed. You will be on the show next week. Looking forward to that. And that will be on Tuesday. Is it on Tuesday? I can't remember. I think it's on Tuesday instead of Wednesday because I've got a funeral to go to. Mark Selwood says, hi, Gary Baines. Hello, Gary Baines. It's a long time. Must get down to Shoreham Fort very soon. See what you guys are up to and do another fort report. We haven't done one of those for months. Where in Sussex? I can hear you without the echo now. Sorry about the echo. I'm not quite sure why I was getting a bit of feedback. Had trouble with... the Facebook stuff recently, but so hopefully I won't get thrown out. Cynthia Julian is here. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Lovely to see you. You get a mention later on, so don't go away. You'll see why. Nigel Sadler is there. Kushti Phil has arrived. Good evening. Mark Selwood says, hope everyone's well. Gary Baines is agreeing with me. We must simply do it. It's been a very long time. It's been a fascinating year. It's not over yet, but it's starting to get cold, ladies and gentlemen. These beautiful, lovely sunny days are warm in the day, but the temperature is all dropping at night because nothing is holding in that beautiful warmth, which is a bit of a blow. Hey ho, there you go, riding on a donkey. It's the 19th of October 2018 and it is a Friday. It's the end of the week for some people or just the beginning for others. Who knows? Are you somebody who works shifts? If you are, well done. Your life is all completely dismantled or what is it? Combobulated? Is that the right word? Decombobulated. I can't remember. Who cares? Doesn't matter anyway. So, here we are. What have we got on the show this time? We've got Christmas cards, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, by the way, all the decorations you'll notice have gone. That was only really for the show last week. Just those Christmas decorations were just there. Just for a bit of fun and games. Nikki Jess has arrived. Mark Selwood says, I've just got back from London today, so I'm a bit tired and he's working tonight. Poor old you. How long does it take you, Mark, to get down from London on... I guess you're on the train, are you? Not on the overnight sleeper. Do they still have the overnight sleeper from Cornwall up to Land's End or wherever it goes, to Edinburgh or wherever it was? In the old days, and you used to go on sleeper trains. Do you still get sleepers? Or is that a thing of the past? Do the trains just sort of stop at about midnight and go, oh, that's it, mate, going home now, not doing none of that through the night stuff? Do they still do the night mail? You remember the classic video, or rather cine film, of the London, is it the Night Mail and the poem? I can't remember how the poem goes, and I can't even remember who wrote it. Was it Betjeman who wrote the poem? Somebody wrote the poem anyway. Somebody famous that as somebody who would have intelligence would actually remember who it was, not somebody like myself who knows. Messages coming through. Here we go. Fiona Cooper. Hello, Fiona Cooper. Lovely to see you. Steve Blakey says Paddington to Truro. Oh yeah, Paddington to Truro. Is that an overnighter? Where in Sussex says night Riviera train. Oh, down to Devon, down to the Sussex to the English Riviera. Is there? Where did it go to at night time though? Matthew Holdsworth says the overnight sleeper is from London to Penzance, and it still runs. Blimey. You'd think by now it would have got there. Mark Selwood says they do run in a sleeper from Penzance. It leaves about 10:15. And is it like in the old days where you had to, you were up on top of each other, like in bunk beds? Do you have your own little rooms? Is it like the you know, in that classic Bond film with Sean Connery, where, you know, there's the fight goes on in those little compartments. Are they still like that, or have they modernised? I mean, when was the last time I went on a train at night? Can't remember. London to Cornwall and London to Scotland both run in both directions. So, well, that's handy, isn't it? Because otherwise they go up from Cornwall to Scotland and then right over around the North Pole, down the other side and back up until you got back to Cornwall again. I mean, if it, you know, just only went, what's that, clockwise, depending on how you look at it, that would be a bit barking, wouldn't it? A bit like this show, really. Barking. Fiona Cooper sending me a kiss. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Terry Wood says Paddington to Penzance still runs. Thank you very much. Yes, Night Riviera. Everyone's agreeing. So that's all good. So, yes, what else have we got on here? Linda Kane has arrived. Vicky Allam. Hello, Vicky. Yep, you can share with a stranger still. Can you? Do they have... can you share... You know, is it like male and female strangers? Can they get together and... end up 9 months later regretting that particular journey? Matthew Holdsworth says, also the Caledonian Sleeper from London to Glasgow or Edinburgh, Lowland Sleeper, and the Highland Sleeper, Achai the New, which splits and goes to Fort William and Inverness, he believes. So, you know, that's interesting. This show is a fount of knowledge, if nothing else, is it not, ladies and gentlemen? You did not think when you turned on the computer tonight we would be talking about sleeper trains. You probably didn't want to be talking about them, but there we are already. We are having a midnight rendezvous with a stranger on a train. Remember that film with Trevor Howard? Who was the woman in the film? Was it Joan Crawford? Was it Joan Crawford and Trevor Howard, Strangers on a Train, where they meet up and they've been having this sort of ongoing affair and meeting up on the or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. It's an old classic black and white film. Somebody see how easily the conversation just moves on from midnight sleepers to trains and now to black and white films. It's so easy, isn't it? It's very easy. Cushy Phil says, Nikki, why is Mark tired? Apparently it's the journey. But there may be an underlining story going on underneath that why he's tired. Maybe he hasn't any sleep. You know how bumpy these train journeys can be over the Rock and Dale and things. Got to go from London to Cornwall. You've got to go via the Peak District, which is a bit bumpy. So there we go. Liz Housden has joined, which is great. She says, hi, everyone. I've just been talking to Liz, actually, by email. We're off to the island, ladies and gentlemen. We're off to, but not by train. No. We're going to the Isle of Wight, the Idyll of Whittle. Next week, the day after the funeral, I'm going off with... I'm eloping with Liz to the Idyll of Whittle for a day, and I've got to get up at the usual godforsaken hour that I get up. I've got to then go cross town. I won't be taking a sleeper. I'll be trying to stay awake in my car and get over to Liss, where Liz lives, and then we'll be hurtling down to the Idyll of Whittle. Where do we go from? Portsmouth, Southampton, Portsmouth probably, is it? Somewhere around there, Southsea, or I don't know. Maybe I think are we going by hovercraft or car ferry? I imagine. Hoverspeed, are they still going? I don't think they're going, are they? Hoverspeed. They were the hovercraft. Are the hovercrafts still out there? Do they still do those, the things with skirts that go? I'm not talking about ladies. I'm talking about those machines with skirts that pump around on the top of I thought they were a great idea, but now I think they have hydrofoils, don't they? Now, that's not the same as that paper, that silver paper you put round turkey at Christmas or other things in the oven. That's different. That's tin foil. Hydrofoil is a different type of foil. It's wet, isn't it? Hydro is water, isn't it? Hydro, so it's foil that is wet. You're foiled if you use any of that hydro. Don't hide it, because it's not hide the foil. That would be a lot of toil to find the foil. I don't know what I'm talking about either. People are talking. You've taken decks down. Yes, I've taken the decks down, the decoration. Took me a moment to work out what you were saying. Brief Encounter. That's the film. There we are. Strangers on a Train. different film altogether. Trevor Howard, but was it Joan Crawford? Was it? I can't remember. Maybe you could tell me. That'd be interesting just to know. Where in Sussex says a colleague of mine used to do a shunting. Oh yeah, a shunting for a sleeper trains at Willesden Yard in Euston. Willesden, is that Willesden? Is it Willesden Yard, I think it is. I can only see one of those card things. You can only see one. There's one there, and there's one up there. There are actually two, and there's going to be a few more in a second, Linda. Portsmouth, sweetie. Oh, yes, by car ferry, she says. You can still get passenger hovercraft, but not the car ones. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Do you remember the double-deckers? Does anyone remember the double-deckers? Here they come. How does it go? Double-deckers. Who can sing the double-deckers theme tune? Who remembers the double-deckers? Here they come. Double-deckers. Double deck. Oh, that's going to bug me now. The double deckers theme. Does anyone? I'll have to look on. Hang on a minute. I'm going to see if I can get it on YouTube. Double deckers. Here we go. Now the thing might go funny every time I click. Hang on. I'm going to see if I can get double deckers. I don't know if this will work. Theme, opening theme, YouTube. Let's just see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know. You'll have to tell me if you can hear this. Yeah, I think you can. Hang on. I can hear it too. Oh yeah, that's it. Get on board. Can you hear that? If you can't hear it, it's just me. Oh, those were the days. Oh, I love it. Hang on, I'm going to try and stop that now. There we go, the double-deckers. When does that say? What year was that in? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. Maybe it's... anyway, maybe if you remember the double-deckers, do let me know. That was fantastic. A moment there of... and why was I mentioning the double-deckers? Oh, yeah, because in an episode of the double-deckers, and I'll never forget it, the one with glasses, was he called Brains? I mean, I know there was one in Thunderbirds who was called Brains. But whoever it was on the double, I've lost the thing now. Are we still connected? I haven't lost the show, have I, by going to the thing? I hope we're still there. Yep, I can hear it, says Gary Baines. Double deckers, there were the specs. Oh, Donut and bizarrely Melvin Hayes. That's right, yeah. Celia Johnson and Trevor Howard. Thank you very much. That's the reference to Brief Encounter. Celia Johnson, how marvellous. Yeah, anyway, in an episode of Double Deckers, this is for those people who've got longevity in their veins. There was an episode where he made a hovercraft, wasn't it? And he was zooming about the yard, and I can't remember the exact episode, but it was great fun. Love the old double deckers. There we go. Marvellous. 1970 to 71, says Dave Ford. Thank you very much, Dave. By the way, Dave Ford and I are in Grapham on Monday. We've actually filmed it, but it'll be coming out. I've just edited it this afternoon. Great episode. The lovely Dave Ford and his marvellous dog, who we might see a little bit later on if you play your cards right and watch very carefully. So I'm not going to say any more about that for the moment. Yeah, we still have the double deckers on the island too, courtesy of Southern Vectis. In my job doing testimonials years and years ago, I was there I was filming an interview with a bloke from Southern Vectis. About how marvellous it was to advertise on the Isle of Wight radio years and years ago. Oh, yes. And he was saying, oh, it's marvellous advertising on the Isle of Wight radio, you know. Oh, yes. All our adverts encourage people to get on our buses, even the double-deckers, which was very nice. The show went down, says Vicky Allen. What show went down? Hi, Claire. The black kid went on to be in a pop group. Oh, did he? What was the pop group? That's interesting. I can't remember. Cushy Phil says, so that's why you're tired. Yeah, I obviously missed that bit. Anyway, right, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just see what's in the post bag today. A new feature on the Vobes show. What's in the post bag, Mr. Vobes? I should make some visual stings for these, shouldn't I? Where you see me rush down the stairs, getting very excited in my nightie. When I say nighty, I mean in my night dress, my night dress and my sleeping hat. Just imagine that scene. Imagine the scene of me and some high-end production music beating about and bouncy graphics all over the screen. If I use your imagination, which is far better than anything I could actually produce, the picture would be far, far better and a lot cheaper, to be fair. So imagine me coming down with some bouncy music, and then the graphic titles are saying, "What's in the postbag today, Mr. Vobes?" And I bounce down, and there's a dog in the corner with the postman in between his teeth, wrestling something, a big box of goodies for me. Imagine that sort of graphic. That's if I had any time, money, and effort, or could be asked, that would be the sort of graphics that I would have put there, and we would have spun that in, and it would have looked really professional with, a little bit of sort of like stars and a sort of a glossy sweep or something. When I say sweep, I don't mean, Mrs. Hodges or something there with the brushes going, "Oh, look at you, love," getting up early, like in the 1950s, with a fag hanging out here and one of those scarves over there, sweeping up like the old-fashioned 1950s char ladies. Whatever happened to them? Oh, we love that. Sexist, I know, very sexist, I know, but they're part of our history, and in the old black and white films, which is what I'm sort of trying to mirror here in my own sort of novice way. Is what we're looking at. One of those char ladies with that all and going, "Yeah, what you got what's in the post bag today, love? Oh, I can't wait to see." One of those, while she's cleaning the old carpal stone, whatever the carpal stone is. So there we go. People born and bred on the Isle of Wight call us overlanders. Well, we're over the land. They're over the land too. When is the lovely Julia back, says Fiona Cooper. Never mind that bald bloke. Never mind the bald one. I was called Warren the Bald today. Warren the Bald. Remember that reference? I'll tell you why a little bit later on. Henry David Allen says, "I can't watch tonight. I'm on a train, but hope you all have a good time." Thank you, Henry. Hello, thank you for joining me. Can't join me today. I'm on a train, so that's a shame. And the pinny, got to have the pinny, yeah, the fag, the pinny, and those terrible slippers they used to wear. Mark Selwood says, "By the way, people, I went to Harrods and I had an outfit overall. And had an outfit overall. Enough the black shirts and skinny jeans during my vobing. Oh, enough of them. An outfit overall, not overall, not like an over. He's going to be wearing overalls." Wherein says, on the front page of the Isle of Wight radio website today is news about a Southern Vectors bus crashing. I'm sure they don't want to be interviewed about that. Isn't this a funny old world, eh? Overners, not overlanders. Oh, right, overners. Thanks very much. Liz has just corrected this. Love a pinny, wear mine a lot. Yes, I've seen you in your pinny. Emily, this is very fetching, very, very fetching. In fact, when you're in your pinny, you are very fetching, very, very fetching. You're in the kitchen fetching the dinner, which is what, a good thing to be doing, is fetching. Anyway, good evening, says Dave Baker. Fag end Lil, that's right. Debbie Martin has, somebody, and Dave Baker has joined. Mark, right, okay, so what is in the post bag? We will get to that point. What is in the post bag? We've got, do you know what? We've got some Christmas cards, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fancy. And fancy that. We've got a lovely Christmas card here. Let me just zoom the camera in so that you can actually see the bleming thing. And I shall let you know who it's from. Hey, bing. Where is it? There it is. Look at that. It's a lovely little view of a sort of Georgian house at Christmas with the steps going up to the front door, wreath, twin gas lamps over there. It's all very Dickensian. A Christmas tree on the outside covered in snow. And so on and so forth. We'll just zoom out there. And it's upside down. It says, greetings from Dover. Greetings from Dover. Well, very best wishes for Christmas and the New Year 2019. And it's to you, Richard, and all in the BE group. So, that could be you guys, couldn't it? So that's very nice. And that's from Elaine Brazier. Thank you very much, Elaine Brazier, for this one. Oh, that's the cat. That's the cat in a snowstorm. The lovely card that will be going up there. Unfortunately, I can't do that. You see, it means getting up off the chair. We've got another one. Got another one here. This is another one. Hang on. Let's. I wish I had special powers to make the music go zoo or sound effects, but there we are. Look at that. Bing. Another Christmas scene. Isn't that marvellous? Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely. Zing. We'll come out a bit. That's a bit close. There we go. Something like that. And this is to Richard and all the group members. And it's from Anne Osborne and Bob Osborne. Thank you very much, Anne and Bob. And actually, Anne and Bob, before I get rid of you completely, and I don't mean put you into a barrel of sulfuric acid or anything like that, not like the old acid bath murderer, there was also a letter. And from Anne, she's written this letter in her own hand, as opposed to borrowing somebody else's by chopping it off at the wrist. And I'll read the letter in a second, because there came. Oh, I mustn't show the address. I've got to redact it. A parcel also came with a present, a Christmas present. This is, if you want to send a Christmas present, by the way, you're very welcome indeed. And she has sent, look at this, some mittens. It's marvellous. And in her letter, she says, "Dear Richard, I hope these gloves will come in useful if we get a cold spell. I didn't knit them myself. Bought them from a church fete many years ago. Obviously for herself, never used them." Oh, lots of love from Anne. So thank you very much, Anne. Your cards will be going up there. Let's see if the mittens actually fit with kittens. So here we go. They're fingerless mittens. Look at that. Isn't that great? That's terrific. So if you want to send... I need a fresh bobble hat if anyone wants to knit me a bobble hat. Somebody knitted me a bobble hat last year. It's been a bit stretched in all the time. I was wearing it in the videos. It was that lovely blue one. I've misplaced it. So if anybody fancies knitting me one, that would be superb. That would be amazing. Or a little scarf to go with these mittens. You can stick to this colour, or you could do whatever you fancy. That would be very nice. So thank you so much, Anne. That's really good. And just for you, I'll just see if I can do a little bit of mime for you. Look at that. There we are. Look, a bit of mime. The old wall pulling something. Goodness knows what it is, but I'm... Whoa, wait a minute. So there we go, special mime gloves. But it's not cold in the studio, so I'm going to very carefully take them off. That's one, and duh. So thank you very much for that. Great. So it's all going very well. Let's have a look at the comments. Let's start with the old floorboard. Arthur and Friggy, 2 points. Friggy and Arthur, 5. Good game. All right, my love. Let's look at the old... Done it. Where in Sussex says, where in Sussex, by the way, is Steve Pillfold under another name. Once supplied me with fingerless gloves which had a flappy bit secured by Velcro that came across to make the mittens. Oh, sort of goes over like that. That's a clever idea, because when the tips of your fingers get cold, it's terrible, isn't it? They go blue and they can fall off. They can fall right off. Nobody wants them to fall off. But having the fingerless one is great for operating machinery, especially finger clippers. Emily Champion says they match the colour of your head. Yes, the old bald head. I'll soon disappear completely if I did that. It's like The Invisible Man. Do you remember the film, the TV series with David McCullum? And he used to take off all that rubber stuff and he'd put it on. Well, if I did that, I'd basically... I would disappear. Oh, I don't know what I'm going with that. Dean Cooper, sorry about that, I just, lost the plot there. Dean Cooper says, "Good evening, Richard. No panic. I won't be sending you a kiss. A handshake is good enough for me." Thank you very much. Very kind. So that's all good. "Suits you, sir," says Vicky. I'm just quickly checking. Dean Cooper has arrived. Where in Sussex? They may have double-decker buses, but they only have 2/3 height trains. Oh, is that true? So there we are. People who come from the island are called colkheads. That's a same name. Sorry, that was the most boring anecdote anyway. What was that? The one about the mittens? It was great. The lovely Julia has joined. Hello, lovely Julia. You've missed so much. We've had such fun. The lovely Julia. Dan Thompson has also joined. You've missed so much. It's so dear. To GIF y'all. T-GIF y'all. I'm trying to work out. Hi y'all. How's it going, y'all? It's one of them sort of y'all. Something like. Anyway, right. So let's crack on because there's a number of things. We've got the gallery to do, of course. I've got some other bits and bobs to show you. But first, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to that, let's just quickly check on these. These being our oak trees that we're growing. Yes, we're growing oak trees, ladies and gentlemen. It's all good fun here. Now, I want to just see if there's any growth going on in the oak tree. Let's have a quick zzz, ding. And the answer is nothing. Nothing going... Oh, hello. That was a bit close for comfort, wasn't it? There's nothing going on in those two, and funnily enough, nothing going on in these two. But the lovely Claire Leach came to me in a vision on Facebook. Actually, in a little balloon thing that says messenger. But it was a vision for me. And she said, Richard, get a plastic bag, stick it over your head, and wait till you can't breathe. That usually... No, that was a different message. That was from somebody else. I'm just going to quickly water these. Here we go. Give them a little bit more water. I don't like to put them too much water because I'm imagining that they're in the caves. In the caves, in the forest, in the woodland, in the wherever they're growing. And they're having a little bit. But she said stick them in a plastic bag over them and it will propagate. And I wasn't quite sure whether propping the gate up, open or shut, was really the thing to do. But I've got here a little sandwich bag. Now, please, whatever you do, don't put this over your head because all the follicles in your hair will not breathe. But if I do that for any length of time, apparently it stimulates growth. It propagates the seeds in the top of my head and I will have an afro, which might change the nature of my bald explorer thing. So I'm not going to do that. But she reckons, put them in a thing. So I'm going to try sticking one in a plastic bag. I might just give it a bit more water before I do that. I don't know whether you're then supposed to water it or not, because once it's in a plastic bag, you can't water it, can you? But I'll give it a bit more water. Okay. It's in a plastic bag, and now I'm going to tie a knot in it. And I don't know whether it's supposed to breathe or not breathe. You know, if you put... So it's now like that. So that's supposed to help. I'm not going to do it to the other two in case I've just killed this one. It may be going there now. And I don't really want to suffocate a poor little acorn in there. I mean, it's bad enough that it's in the earth. Poor little thing. But anyway, I'm going to shove it over here. If anyone thinks that I'm being cruel to acorns, please get in touch and let me know. If you think I need to get a fork and pierce the bag so there's some holes in it, also let me know. These two, however, have managed to survive the cull. So I will put them... I'm going to find somewhere to put them. I just bung them over here for now. I'll sort it out a bit later. Let's just quickly go and have a look at the views, see what people are thinking. They need warm, moist conditions. Well, it's relatively warm in the house. Mark said it was disappointing. Don't have any growth, much like my teenage years. Yes, that's very true. Cynthia Walder has joined. Hello, Cynthia. Vicky Allen says they're hibernating. Put the pots in an airing cupboard. I don't have a cupboard in the air. All mine are fixed down. It's a myth that you can actually get cupboards to do that in the air. Don't know how they do it. Sorry, all. Got to go now. Bangers and mash and onion gravy tonight. Can't you sit by your laptop and look at... Oh, no, it'd be terribly rude. Don't they need sun? They don't really need the sun at this point because they're underneath the ground, aren't they? So they don't need the sun. Emily Champion says they need warm... moist. Out comes that word, moist. Right, here we go. Liz Housden says, and she says, put the acorns in their pots in the fridge for a couple of days, stimulating winter, then bring them into gentle warmth and they will start to germinate, but not otherwise. Oh, right. Where in Sussex says, I don't think tying it up will help. They need to be able to respirate. Now, there's a word you don't hear very often. How many times a day do you ever hear the word respirate? Not frequently, unless, of course, you work in the oxygen department at the hospital, I imagine. So, yeah, so I've just now killed one. That's no good, is it? I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling a bit bad. I'll let it breathe a little bit if it hasn't. It's got some warm, moist air in there. Probably a bit of carbon. They like carbon, don't they? Actually, that's true. They like the stuff that you breathe out, don't they? So if I breathe into the bag every day, they'll straight through the ceiling. Jack and a beanstalk, eat your heart out. Anyway, I'll shove him over there. We'll see how it's doing. I say him. It may be a her. So now, okay, let's go to the let's go. I've got some good stuff to play in for you, and time is ticking on. We're halfway through. I'll tell you what we'll do. First of all, let's find out what Kevin Hall is up to, because didn't he go to Heathergate or Heather? He went to the Pennines, didn't he? He went up on the Pennines in there, and he something like Heathergate or something like that. Anyway, he's been out looking for some little grave, a certain famous person's grave. Shall we see if he finds it? Shall we? Let's go and see if he finds it. Kevin, is that you? Where are you? And what are you up to?
Hi, Richard. We had a lovely walk round Heather Sage Moor earlier on. And we are now in Heather Sage itself. And we're at this rather incredible church with amazing trees. There's a line of yew trees through there, but what we're doing is we're walking down through into the churchyard, and I just want to show you something that's down here which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to cut down through here because there are some people coming up, and just show you what we've got round here behind these trees. And it's a beautiful little grave. And there we've got that there. I'm just going to come round here, and hopefully you'll all be able to see that. I'm just going to back up a little bit so that you can see that this is Little John's grave, which was, as it said on the headstone, the friend and lieutenant of Robin Hood. That is quite amazing. So I'm just going to quickly pan round and up and show you the bell tower up there. I'm actually not sure of the name of this church, but I will just wander into the entrance to see if there's actually a name up in here. Lovely big doors there. Oh, there we go. St Michael's and All Angels Heritage Parish Church. Okay, that was just a little extra video which we thought you'd like to see. And that's it for us for today. Bye-bye for now. Bye.
Well, I'm not buying that, Kevin. I'm not buying that. I see how they've made the grave incredibly long, narrow. You know, Little John, he was this big fella. But I'm very dubious, because the rumours of Robin Hood, started in something like 1300 and something, if not before, maybe 12 in the 13th century, in 1200s somewhere. The legends of this character Robin Hood, because I did a bit of research about this some years ago when I was doing a thing about highwaymen and what's his name, Kynaston. I can't remember, Humphrey Kynaston. So, and Robin Hood, those theories about Robin Hood and all of that, and the fact that he had a gravestone that stuck in under the yew hedge, as that headstone suggested. Well, gravestones didn't really come out until the headstones didn't really come out until the 17th century. So I'm very dubious, and the fact that he was even called Little John or any of that, I think that's all legendary and a myth, and it was probably good salesmanship for the thing. So I'm afraid it's a lovely video though, lovely. Thank you very much for taking us there. And these the people of the foresters, I think they're wasting their time. I think if they dig down there, they might find a skeleton of somebody, but I don't think it's the Whether the Little John even existed, I think is up for debate. But anyway, but it's a nice myth, isn't it? I think it's great for the children. It's always nice for the children. Drag them along to a nice church. Here, have a look at this, the grave of Little John. Yeah, why is he little? Because he was big. Why was he called little when he was big? I don't know. People they're daft, Look at other kids when they go, it's wicked. And they mean it's good. It's everybody's just using opposites all over the time. It's terrible. Now, Claire Leach has stumped up and said I've been doing it wrong. She's the one that came in a vision of beauty. She said to me, Richard, this is what you should do. Stick it in a bag. And now she's coming back. She's saying, oh no, Richard, you're not doing it right. She says up here, you're not doing it quite right. You're supposed to secure it with an elastic band over this. I can't see the difference of tying a knot or putting an elastic band on it, really. And also somebody else said, where is it? It was Dean Cooper says, and he should know because he's got a degree in horticulture. Oh, City and Guilds, I beg your pardon. He says, put tiny holes in the bag. It's the greenhouse effect. Oh, there you are. See, greenhouse gases, everyone says we don't want them. But actually, it turns out now we want the greenhouse effect. We want them so it can get the little thing, that acorn. John Berger says, I'm making him snortle at office. I do apologise for that. Vicky Allen says, I wish I could keep my videos that steady. Hey, steady. Leslie Houston says, people coming up through the ground. Yes, what? Dean Cooper says, breathing human breath will kill it. When trees grow up, they give off carbon dioxide. Oxygen will help. All right, well, it's... I probably killed it, to be honest with you. Well, I mean, it's unlikely it's going to come up, but there we are. The lovely Julia's piped up. She says, trying to watch, but still outside, and about the connection is intermittent. So don't worry, Julia. You haven't missed anything. You haven't missed me try and suffocate an acorn. Don't watch that bit because you'll be upset, and I know that you'll be round here whipping me if I'm lucky. Mark Selwood says, nice video yet again, Kev. Well, he is the master of. Nikki Jess, thanks, Kevin. John Berger says, I'm with the Vobes on the Little John Stone. Keep in mind that rumours, legends about Richard III being thrown in a river were wrong too. Well, apparently he was chucked in a car park. I've never heard anything so stupid. And people have bought it. They bought into it. Oh, he's in the car park, isn't he? He had a Renault Reliant, or a Reliant Renault, not a Renault. What was it, a Robin Reliant, and he parked it there. He'd been there so long, the car had rusted in. It was just bones, and an axle. He's probably got an axle to grind, to be honest. Jason Beeching's joined. Elizabeth Houston says the word is irony. Ah, yes, a bit of irony there. A bit like the don't put words I can't pronounce up there. I've no idea what that means. It's all made up. There we go. Mark Selwood says, I have a GCSE in home economics, if that helps. Not really. Doesn't help. Does it? Can you add to the thing, Mark? Can you add any more? I mean, I did home economics. I didn't get a GCSE in it when I was at Forest Boys, a rough, tough all boys school. We did home economics. We all had to put our pinnies on. We didn't have the fag and we weren't allowed to cross dress, you see, but we were allowed pinnies. Oh, yes. And we made toast. It was great. They thought that was teaching us to cook. Richard Suggett says, sorry I'm late. I'll make up for it. Well, you've missed the whole business about propagating. We've been propagating, not onions, acorns, same sort of thing. Elizabeth Houston says, Richard III went to hell on a handcart. Yes. Which was the one that had the red hot poker shoved up his... Anyway, let's not go on too much about that. Right, okay, so what have I been up to today? Been up to very busy things. I've got to get the gallery in. Oh, blimey, should I do which and what? I'll do my thing first, and then we come to the gallery. I promise you we will. So, now, okay, so here we go. I want to show you a picture. Here's the picture. This is the lovely Cynthia. Ah, isn't she lovely? She is Mrs. Fix-It. She's been fixing all sorts of things for me recently, and today she fixed it for me. Like that person who was put away, well, should have been put away, but died before he could. He goes down that place where you exercise a lot. I can't remember what it's called. The place you go and do a lot of bell bar work and all of that. And he would have medallions for children. You know the bloke I'm talking. I don't want to mention his name, but Mrs. Need a different name now because we're getting the wrong connotations. Anyway, the lovely Cynthia Julian there fixed it for me that I would meet up with Dr. Annabelle Hughes today. Oh, yes, Dr. Annabelle Hughes. Had a lovely time. And I want to just flash up this, just so that people can see it. This is, and you may notice the name of the book there. I can do this, of course. Boop, bing. Horsham Houses, Annabelle Hughes. That was before she became a doctor. This is a doctorate in history. She's a history doctor. She just wasn't there to take my tonsils out, or try and put follicles into the old head box. None of that business. And so we went off and we did some stuff. In fact, actually, we can put it in our own language. Have a look at this. Oops, sorry.
I'm getting a bit like Martin's nose orange.
Were you wearing red last time?
No.
Oh, well, you're not at all then.
No.
It's is it 19th? It is, isn't it?
It is the 19th, yes. Yeah, 19th today.
Of October. They said August then. 2018, and we're in another church, the church lady. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, isn't it? It's a church. It's North Stoke Church, St Mary's and all the Virgins.
Something like that, just the one Virgin.
Oh yeah, St Mary of the Virgins or something.
St Mary the Virgin.
Oh, St Mary the Virgin.
Yeah.
She's Virgin.
And it's no longer used.
It's now being looked after by the Church's Conservation Trust.
It is.
Who want 1.5 million if you've got some spare. Extra. To keep these sort of places round. Now, unfortunately, she's gone, but we've interviewed Dr. Annabelle Hughes, who is a historian, and I've got one of her books.
Yeah.
If only I'd had the book, I could have got her to autograph it.
Yeah.
She wrote it in the 70s, mind you, but she has revised it. There's another edition. This is Mrs. Fixit's done it.
Yeah, I found this lady, and she was fine.
She was great,
yeah.
We found some very interesting little anomalies in the church. Anomalies?
Probably.
The lovely Julia says I say it wrong, just as she says
anomalies.
Yes.
Very quickly.
Anomalies. No, anomalies. Anomalies, not anomalies. I put an extra lily in there. And also I can't say, I say Tarara for one of those, instead of tiara. It's a tiara, not a tarara. Tiara, love. See you later.
It gets worse.
It does.
It gets worse.
Anyway, so that's what we've been doing.
Yes.
And there's another potential walk that we're looking at.
Yeah, we're going to walk. We're in North Stoke, and we're going to walk across and have a look across the river to South Stoke. At the
Gurkha Bridge.
Yeah, going over a little Gurkha bridge, yeah.
And that's not like a gherkin? It's not made
no,
from
Gurkha.
Gurkha.
Engineers.
Of the old wartime times, presumably.
No, recently.
Oh,
Fairly recently.
Oh, I thought the Gurkhas were those sort of chaps from India or wherever, and they carry up mountains.
They were, and they still are. But they still do stuff.
In England?
In the real world. Modern world.
In the real world. So, there we are. Bit of real world life going on.
In the real world.
Anyway,
we're going to have a look anyway, aren't we?
We better crack on, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's leave them there. Come on. So there we are. Yes, indeed. And we did go off and do that walk, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But, I mentioned the book, and I should have got her to sign it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This will make you very jealous. This will make you jealous. Here we go. Look at that. Can you see that? Bzzz. Now, that's not me. That's not my writing. That's not mine at all. Just so happened, and I didn't realise this, I bought this book yonks ago. I was given it. I can't remember how it came to me. But anyway, I had this book, and it was already signed. She'd already signed it, and then I acquired it. I think I bought it, or I may have been given it, but I can't remember exactly. Anyway, it's got a signature in it. You'll be seeing that video will come out fairly soon, probably the week after next or something like that. We've got a number in the bag now, which is rather good. But we did go out and do that walk. So let me just very quickly show you some of these pictures. So you saw that was the lovely Cynthia there, who's we went out. Now, near the church, I just must point this out. This was great. This is a telephone box. As you can tell, it's a telephone box, you know that. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's just up the road from the church in North Stoke, which is near Amberley. But have a look inside. Inside the telephone box is a lot of information. There's a map, as you can see, and a whole load of sort of places to go. It's like a little information centre. I thought, what a brilliant use of a telephone box. All sorts of leaflets there. All sorts of leaflets. Have a look at some of those leaflets. Just cast your eye on some of those. Some of the more familiar characters on those leaflets than others. I don't know if you've noticed that some of those leaflets, feature favourite podcasters possibly in there, full of fascinating leaflets. Anyway, we went for the walk. Had a lovely walk. Went past a whole load of teasels, just to tease you. We love teasels on this show. Not weasels, but teasels. And then we went down to this Gurkha Bridge, and there it is in all its glory. Look at that, yeah, and there it is. And here's a plaque to prove that it was up there by the Gurkhas, so that's all good. So there we are. Then I saw this funny thing carved. I don't know what that is or what it means. Maybe AHMN means something. AHMNMA. I can't work out what that means. Maybe it's somebody's initials, but if you know what it is, then let me know. We carried on until we came to the big river, because we went over a small river, and there we come to yet another bridge. This is the White Bridge, apparently. And we got from North Stoke into South Stoke, where there's this incredible church that we're going to go and visit on another occasion. And that's what we did. That's what we got up to today. Absolutely fascinating stuff. Hope you were thrilled with that. We've got to go to the gallery in a second, but first let's catch up with some of your comments. And by the way, Monday, I'm going to do an experiment Monday. Going to go live on YouTube only. Going to go live on YouTube on Monday, not on Facebook. I'll put the link on the Facebook, on the Vobes Show page, half an hour or so before I go live. But I want to just try going live on YouTube if I can get that to work. If I can't, I'll gravitate back. But I'll put the link on there. Just a little bit of a warning for Monday's show. Vicky Allen is saying I had my own language. Well, apparently, yes. Oh, what with Tarara and what was the other word that I couldn't say? Can't remember what it was now. An anomalies. And I can't speak English, you see. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Poor old Claire Leach is talking about she's got a degree too. So, and she's saying it's all her fault. It's not your fault, Claire. It's not your fault, but it's a good idea, but I've obviously got it wrong. Maybe you could take a couple of pictures of what you mean with a little pot and send it in. Or stick it on the group and explain what you mean. That would be fantastic. So please don't cry. She's got a little crying thing. Emily Champion is talking about Jim. Oh yes, he's lovely. Which Jim? Not the Fix-It one. Joe Smith has joined. Hello Joe, lovely to see you. Dean Cooper says I've been building my 20 by 10 shed with the help of George Timperley and Fiona Cooper. Nearly done. Just the roof to go on. Well, let's hope it doesn't rain before you get that fixed. Well done. Actually, I've got to make a little. I want to make a little lean-to at the back of my house. Maybe you could come over and give me a hand. That would be good. I need some experts to help me. Christy Phil has got a BA. Good for you. Yeah, BA. That's good. Bugger all, apparently. That's what that means. Mark Selwood says he makes up his own... Oh, Richard makes up his own way of speaking. I have my own language now, which is nice. His own language, says Vicky. That's right, Vicky Ellen. Lovely handwriting for a doctor. Have you seen my handwriting? Oh, blimey. Lovely Cynthia. Yes, you get everywhere. Linda Kane. Oh, yes, the Vobes. You saw it. Did you see it in that picture? No, stop messing about. Lovely looking church, great experiment for Monday, and Dean Cooper lives DIY. Well, there we are, a bit of DIY. Maybe I'll take some pictures of the thing, of what I've got to do. Right, okay, so let us now crack on, because we've got to get over to the gallery. I've got to sort a few things out. So, gallery music. And on the gallery tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have some lovely pictures. This one here to start the day off, or to start the evening off with a bit of a gallery picture, is from Vicky Alleman. Says, after being stuck at home for 3 weeks with a back problem, I finally went out for a walk along the river and Loch Island. And she's got some lovely longboats. which is superb. We love the old longboats. Simon Brown has been out and about. He says, a bit of a nippy cycle ride Thursday morning. Looks like autumn is kicking in. Time for warmer clothing. So there he is, and lovely autumn colours. Thank you very much, Simon, for posting this slightly dark and foreboding picture from Matthew Holdsworth, All Saints Church in Banstead, Surrey. Nothing to be sorry about, matey. We were talking about art, weren't we, on the show the last time? And George Timperley says, is this art? In fact, this is what I'm doing whilst watching the Vobes show last night during the art debate. And it's very, very good. Look at that. It's I can't read your spindly writing there, but I love the train, the two trains. One's a tank engine and the other must be a locomotive, is it? I don't know much about trains. Now, here we go. What about this? This is from Liz Housden. She says, we've just had a new patio in our garden. My husband and I designed it and our wonderful builders built it. Now, there's a bit more of a story to it than this. She says, loved the show last night, talking about the art show. She says, thanks, Richard and Jonathan, for such a lively and fascinating discussion. Read the bricks. This is the bricks at the Tate Gallery. She says, we have a conundrum. When is art art? And when is it craft? Really. I understand entirely there can be hours of research and agonising to produce a work of art. And she says she comes from a family of professional artists, so she's lived with it all her life, and she can recognise the essential symptoms. But the two can cross over and morph into one. But which one will dominate, the art or the craft? Now, she talks about the patio, which we've got there. We have just had a new patio built in our garden this summer. My husband and I designed it, and our wonderful builders built it. They loved doing it and said it was the best and most satisfying thing they've ever created. They've occasionally popped by just to look at it again and to nick the idea, no doubt. The slab brick laying was not in rows. It was staggered randomly by them, following an outline shape Michael and I had designed, lit to our design and wired by our electrician. It's beautiful both day and night and practical. But is it art or is it craft? Those bricks last night, the ones at the Tate, may have been thought about and agonised over and lovingly placed in straight rows, which makes it in theory art, and placing them on the floor in straight lines, however, made it craft. But it appears to satisfy no one in either camp, because it's not artistic enough to qualify to be good art and not technically correct or useful to be classed as craft. That's interesting. Are there any views about that? And, of course, she pungs up her pictures of the bricks, which we can say there, and they're fantastic. However, I've got another picture, if I can find it. Here we go. This is another picture from Liz. Ramparts of straw bales in Hampshire and West Sussex borders this morning. And does she say something about this? She may well say something about this, but I haven't got it. Oh, attach a... Yeah, no, that's it. Sorry about that. I thought there was more to that one. So thanks for that. This is Ed Warren. Lovely walk to Lurgashall today. Beautiful village at the best of times. But even more so this time of year. The colours are stunning. And yes, Ed, they certainly are. Now, I mentioned a dog at the beginning and I mentioned Dave Ford. Yes, this is Woody the Whippet. Honorary Bald Explorer. Well, it was his birthday yesterday, and he's there on there. And on Monday, he will be featured. Well, he will be in, marginally, in a film we do where we go round Grapham, and you will see his little bottom and his tail wagging and his little legs tripping along. And you will see his face as well, so it's very nice. So thank you, Dave, for posting that. Colin Brown has been to Lordings Loch in Billingshurst with his drone, and he's showing this from a drone up in the sky, abandoned and slowly being reclaimed by nature. Look at all those grass and various reeds and the green of the canal round there. That's near Billingshurst, by the way, should you want to know. Andrew Graham says, as per the art debate, yes, a child could have painted it, I hear you say. Well, he says, my 5-year-old niece did. I think it's wonderful, beautiful, and really captures the essence of the Glastonbury tour. And I think he's got an absolute a good point there. He says, the point he's trying to make is that making it art is not something that's limited to a small elite of artists, but something that we can all indulge in, whatever form you want it to take. And I think you're absolutely right. So that's lovely to see. And on the photographic art, this is Andrew Doggett. I think that's how you pronounce it. Doggett, is it? Doggett? This is Warnham Nature Reserve, a kingfisher juggling. Look at that. That's stunning. Stunning picture there. He's also captured another stunning picture here. This is Andrew Doggett in Richmond Park. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, he says. And we love it very much. Thank you very much for posting those pictures. If you're a bit confused as to where they're being posted, join the Bald Explorer group on Facebook. Yes, on Facebook. It's a group. And if you go out and take a picture of landscape, nature or heritage, we want to see it. We want you to share it. Stick your pictures up there and we will look at them and we will stare at them with our mouths agape. We really will. It's so good to do. Running out of time now, ladies and gentlemen, but let's just catch up with the comments before we go. Some craft, says Dan Thompson, is crap. Yes, just as some art is also not as good, and some obviously has merit, etc., etc. Mark Selwood says, Ed always finds the beautiful areas. Well, I can tell you, Blackdown and North Chapel are his main areas that he concentrates, and they are very, very photographic, certainly with Ed's camera. Dan Thompson also says that there are different kinds of craft, like the kind you make at home with crafty supplies, yarn, etc. But that brickwork is definitely a superb craftsmanship. But is it art? That's the question. Who knows? It's a cool bird pic, he also adds. Amazing photos, thank you very much, blah, 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 which is good. Dean says, the longboats are fantastic, gorgeous floating homes. I love the canals. I want to get back on the canals. Maybe in the spring next year, I will get into a canal boat. Maybe take the lovely Julia, and we'll go and explore the locks in the Midlands somewhere, which would be superb. It would be lovely to do that. I have read that. Nice drawing of the train, George. So thank you very much for all those comments. Longboats, blah, blah, blah. Chantel. She's replying to somebody else. That's it. I love walking around the old churches. Old churches are very artistic as well. Right, time is running out. So have I got everything that I aimed to get into the show? I think so. So, yes, the weekend is drawing up. I hope that that you will be warm, even though we have sunshine in the day. It is slowly getting there. But don't forget, if you want to send in your postcard, your Christmas cards, we want to get those Christmas cards in before the end of November. And, of course, if you want to knit a scarf or a hat for the Vobes, or perhaps you want to knit something for the lovely Julia. Maybe the lovely Julia should have it rather than me. I always get all the stuff. It's not fair. If somebody wants to do a nice purple scarf or a blue one for the lovely Julia or something, that would be great. If anyone's good with the old knitting tongs, she would really appreciate that, I know. And we'll feature it in the films, not only in the show here, but in the videos that we go out into the countryside. We will do that. So there we go. Or maybe something for the lovely Cynthia Julian. She's going to be appearing in a couple of the videos. She sets up most of them and then she wanders off when I turn the camera on. But I pinned her down. And we did 2 walks. One this week, actually, in the countryside. They'll be coming up very soon. So that's all good. So that seems to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Another hour goes by so swiftly. How does it happen? I don't know. Who's counting? The sands of time have drifted through the tiny little bit that they have to go through to get past there. And I bid you a final farewell. I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever it is that you're up to. And do remember to post those pictures. If by any chance, any of you so far have yet to become a patron, you can become a patron and support the Vobes in all his endeavours at baldexplorer.com. It'd be very nice if you can. Had a couple promised to do that. Robert Crosser, very lovely, has said at the end of the month he's going to be supporting the Bald Explorer, and he says, I can't give you very much because children, Christmas, life and the universe and everything. He says, but whatever, and it's absolutely fine. Thank you very much. It all helped bung the petrol in. Keep it going. Keep that Bald Explorer group going where you can all post and bits and pieces. Keeps this showing, gets us to do some interesting things. Thanks for the advice for the acorns. But that seems to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Very much appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for coming in tonight. And I will see you on Monday on YouTube. I'll put the link up well in advance so that you can get there. I don't know how it works. It's all a bit of an experiment. If by 8 it hasn't materialised, I will reappear on the Vobes show and we'll go back to normal. But I just want to see what the difference is, how it works. I don't know how you do it. It may be a complete and utter flop. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll give it a go. Anyway, when you hear this music, you know it means I've got to put myself away. So until Monday, when we do it all over again, take care one and all. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun. And bye for now. Bye-bye, bye-bye, goodbye.